guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another episode of Dare to Decorate. And as you read in the title and saw in the thumbnail, it is the second installment of my bedroom makeover. Now, I've slowly changed some things in the bedroom, collected some new items. You could see in my huge antique and vintage haul video. You can see in my Zara haul video, one of them, and actually in the last bedroom makeover where we got the new bed. Now in that video I showed you a little bit of a wallpaper inspiration, thinking about doing this wall. Well, I am going to do this wall, but I showed you the inspiration. If I stayed with that wallpaper or not, you'll have to wait to the end of this video to see that. But today we are painting the walls a new color. With the wallpaper I chose and with all the things I still had here, like my curtains, my accent pillows, the color of my bed, I had to find a new color that could tie everything in. And guess what I chose? You're probably not surprised. Yes, I am a feral and bald girl, but hey, I gave Benjamin Moore a chance. I gave Little Green a chance. And when I was at the Little Green showroom, there was like two other independent painting companies. I can't remember the name of them. I'll make sure I put the name of them down here on the screen. Tried everything, but in the end, Feral and Bald Pavilion Gray won. And I'll try to put up some B-roll here so you can see how, especially when it came to matching the colors to my curtains and other fabrics, where sometimes a good tip is turn the fabric over so you can see the underneath weave or the undertone that is the base of the color. And sometimes you think a color or a fabric, the main color, is something else than really what it is. And when I turned my fabric over, even though my curtains looked a little bit more blue-gray, they really had a taupey gray base coat or nuance. So the Pavilion Gray works perfect. Okay, so what have I done so far? I have covered up all the samples that I had painted on the wall. I'll give you also a little bit of peek of how many different test samples I had on the wall. I have taped everything up and I've gone over with acrylic, the acrylic that you can paint over. I've mentioned this in other Dare to Decorate videos when I've done some painting, exactly at my tape edge to make sure I get that perfect line, no leakage under the tape and everything. And this time I was able, with the help of Vincenzo, to film me applying the acrylic and how I use a little bit of warm dish soap water to help smooth it out and help keeping it from sticking to your fingers. So I think I've babbled on enough. Let's get started with painting. Hi guys, welcome back. Okay, it's been about a week letting the walls dry and it is now time to wallpaper this wall behind me. I think one thing I forgot to tell you what I did in preparation before painting is that I filled in all the holes where all my artwork was because I'm not quite sure what's coming back into this room after the wallpaper is up. You know, I'm not sure what's gonna fit, if it's gonna have the same look that I want or the new design that I want. Only two pictures I was totally sure about and knew that they would stay in their exact place was my two photos of Kate Moss, and I'll show you that I already rehung those so I could move the sideboard back into its place so we have room to set up the wallpaper tables and have a little room here to work. But before we get started, I want to give you guys a really big important tip. When choosing your wall color, make sure you have all your samples, fabrics, wallpapers, whatever you're going to use all together while you're choosing your wall paint. But still, do not order that wall paint until the orders of all those fabrics and all those wallpapers have arrived. I learned that the hard way the first time when I was even decorating this room a few years ago, that I had a sample of fabric for my curtains, picked out the wall color, and while the order for the fabric was coming in, I went ahead and painted the walls. When the fabric came in, it wasn't as blue as the sample, so then my walls were bluer than my curtains. Because a lot of times, different dye lots is a little bit of difference in color variation. And I'm glad I learned that lesson last time, because this time when I was deciding on wall colors, I had my top three, and I'm glad I waited. Because when I ordered the wallpaper, and I'll show you guys here the difference between the sample and what I ordered, what came in. The sample was a little bluer. What I ordered is a little bit more taupe, but that helped me to decide under my top three which one was going to be perfect. So a little bit, the more you know. So do not buy your wall paint and paint your walls until all your orders and all your fabrics, all your wallpaper, everything you want to decorate with has arrived, because there are always slight variations in color. Okay, as you see behind me, there is a red line. I have a vertical laser up here. I live in an old building. Walls and ceilings are not even. So I wanted to make sure that I got a perfect vertical and horizontal line that I have to follow. And you see my white line that I originally painted, even though it looks even and it looks level, it's really not. So I'm going to follow all the red lines. I'll have to cut off at the top what I need, sides and bottom. Okay, this is a special wallpaper I ordered from a company called Wallpaper for Beginners. It doesn't come in rolls. It comes in sheets that are 70 centimeters by 100. I will leave the link down below for the company. And the first instruction is to mix the glue, and you're supposed to put the glue on the back of the sheets, let them dry for 15 minutes, then you have to re-glue them and re-glue the wall before you start applying. So let's get started with mixing up glue and putting the first layer of glue on.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Okay guys, instructions said 1 package to 1.5 liters of water. It never got sticky. They said it would get thicker. It didn't. And I ended up adding another half packet of the powdered glue to the mix. Mixed it for 2 to 3 minutes, waited 15 minutes, and it did get thicker. And when I went back and looked at the company's tutorial, I was very suspicious that they didn't even use their own glue. They actually used this brand of professional glue. But we'll get to that later. Okay guys, I am finally finished. but because of the mismeasurement instructions with the first glue, I ended up buying some of that professional glue because I ran out of the other glue. I found that it wasn't as easy to shift around the paper with the professional glue, but it did melt the edges into the wall much better and into each other. So you see me going back here over edges with the new glue, ones that I had, glued with the old glue, and just melting in those edges a lot better. And another problem with this wallpaper was the coloring. If you see here, when the four corners met, the two lower corners were bluer than the top corners, which were a little bit more taupe beige. At first I thought that I got a sample that was a little bit off, but that was the problem. So everywhere is a little bit of not fitting coloring. And there was one place on every sheet of the print I could not get to fit together. You see this black on the neck and on the wing? Yeah, I couldn't get it to match up. So of course your girlfriend, who is an anal retentive perfectionist, a cup and a half neurotic, and a tablespoon of out of her goddamn mind, went afterwards with a felt tip paint pen, and I painted that all by hand and corrected it. Yes, I can't believe I did it, but I'm very satisfied with it now. I found this convenient, cute cube extension cord, so I don't have all the cables from my light and my phone running from the plug here. Now it's time to bring things back in and decorate. Beautiful vintage Chinese rug I found on Etsy. I will leave the link down below. Are you guys ready for the reveal? My inspiration was a dramatic, monochromatic color scheme using different hues of the same shade color as you see in the wall color, color of my curtains, and the bed and bed linen colors. But by picking prints with the same shade as you see in the wallpaper, new rug, and my pillows, the monochromatic look is slightly broken up and adds a little freshness. This can also help the look from becoming outdated too soon. I decided against my original 2 chairs for the sitting area. Instead, I repurposed the lilac chairs that were originally in my living room. I find them to give a more calmer look and to be more cohesive. As for the sideboard area, I'm still working on the decor there. Loving the new paper mache lamps, and I believe the abstract artwork will find a new home hung between the lamps. If I rehang the other artwork that was originally there also is still to be decided. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe got some inspiration for your home decor. Make sure you subscribe, turn on your notification bell because the kitchen and other design videos are coming. And as always, yours truly, Heart Makin'.